And here to discuss the impact of today's House vote is Michael Toscano, Executive Director of the Institute for Family Studies. Thanks so much for joining us today, Michael. We don't really see strong bipartisan support really on anything these days. So why do you think there really is such universal agreement here on TikTok?
Thank you, Tracy. Wonderful to be with you. I think the principal reason that there's so much bipartisan support for this is that, like with so much else, appearances can be deceiving. I think audiences and the general public are probably operating on an old vision of what social media platforms are. We think of them as either opportunities for young people to connect or professionals to connect, or just silly places where people do dances and upload cat videos. But that model for social media has not existed for some time. The purpose of social media is to addict users intentionally using addictive techniques informed by advanced behaviorism and other psychological methods in order to ensure what's known as time on device, basically to keep you on. Why? So that way the platform can hoover up your data and can analyze your data so that way you can be prepared for receptivity to graphic advertisements. Now, TikTok operates no differently than these other platforms, but with the added problem that those powers that these social media platforms allow for these corporations are now then transferred to the Chinese Communist Party, which is also hoovering up data of American users through its platform.
Michael, what do you think will come from this eventually? I mean, do you think this will force TikTok's hand, maybe to clean up its act, so to speak? What do you think will happen?
That is the operative question of the hour. So the way that the bill is structured is that it gives ByteDance an opportunity to sell TikTok to a group or a company that is not operating in what's known as an adversarial nation. So that means that an ally in the UK or Japan or in the United States could buy TikTok and could keep it operating. But there are strong signs that ByteDance will not allow that to happen. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why would they leave many, many billions of dollars, potentially hundreds of billions of dollars on the table? And I think this is one of the reasons why the answer to this question is one of the reasons why there's so much energy behind this bill. Because if ByteDance is willing to leave those hundreds of billions of dollars on the table, it's clear that the purpose of this platform, again, is not to amuse or provide users with business opportunities, but to spy. They wouldn't keep it for themselves and leave that money on the table if there were any other purpose. So we'll find out what they're willing to do, and that it really at this point will depend on how much the Chinese Communist Party wants to keep a hold of it for spying purposes.
Michael, we have 20 seconds left or so, but I really kind of want to get this in. You know, we've heard from people who said TikTok saved their lives in many ways, helped them to make money on their businesses. That being said, how will this affect them?
It depends on whether or not ByteDance will sell. If they sell, then it won't affect them at all. And honestly, if they don't sell, if they shut it down, there are plenty of alternatives for them to turn to. Those are great stories, but they are just the minimum of what these things do. And I think the national security interest far outweighs their remunerative interest.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for being with us, and we appreciate you weighing in today. God bless.
God bless you.